anybody worry, I'm not on the clock today. I'm here voluntarily. It makes me think about, there was a guy who went to see a prominent lawyer one time, and he walked in the lawyer's office and he said, how much do you charge? And the lawyer said, I charge $200 to answer 3 questions. And the man said, that's a bit steep, isn't it? And the lawyer said, yes, it is. What's your 3rd question? Nothing like that today. But there's a few things I do want to bring you up to date on. Of course, the legislature is in session now. The legislature makes our laws, which we have to deal with in the court system, which our law enforcement has to deal with that too. And by the way, before I forget, I'm going to thank Sheriff Gentry and his team for the meal today. They did an outstanding job on that. Appreciate them being here today. But so our legislature is debating the laws right now. There are a lot of bills in the session. There's about 3 weeks left, and there's just a few of them that I thought were interesting that I thought you all may want to know about. And so I want to run through a few of those, and I've tried to give you the status of where some of these things stand. I'll just go in order here. There's a bill, House Bill 174, which would permit permanently disabled voters to automatically receive absentee ballots before elections. That bill has passed the House, and it is pending in the Senate. I know this is a voting precinct here, but this bill would allow those permanently disabled voters not to have to renew their absentee ballot application every election cycle. Okay. House Bill 339 requires that the Pledge of Allegiance be said at the beginning of each school day. And that has passed the House and the Senate. We expect the governor to sign that. And frankly, when I read this bill, I thought, well, isn't that already the law? And why isn't it? But it will be the law in Alabama, apparently. A few more. Senate Bill 1. And this may be of interest to our law enforcement officers here. It prohibits using a wireless device while operating a motor vehicle. Now, you can still use Bluetooth and hands-free. Georgia already has this law. Several other states already have this law. We all know people are doing everything but driving on the road. Distracted driving is a huge problem. I see that a lot in my civil practice, where there are unnecessary wrecks caused every day by distracted drivers. And it's not just teenagers, it's all age groups. The teenagers are doing it because they see their parents do it. It can wait. People shouldn't be texting and driving. And now there are exceptions to this. If you're a law enforcement officer, you're exempt. If you are calling in an emergency, you're exempt. And if you're parked and not moving, you are exempt. Now, another thing this bill does is it doubles the penalties for distracted driving. Unfortunately, those penalties are very, very low. Right now, first offense is $25, second offense is $50, third offense is a whopping $75. So this will double those, but again, it's a move in the right direction, but it's my opinion that the distracted driving law should have no teeth. Now, my favorite bill in session right now is Senate Bill 7. Right now, in the state of Alabama, there is no penalty for a misleading caller ID. What's a misleading caller ID? Your phone rings, you see the caller ID, you see what looks to be a local number, Cullman, Alabama, Hansel, Alabama, and you pick up and it's somebody from way off trying to sell you something. Okay? They do that. They can manipulate the caller IDs to show a local number. Why? Because people see a local number, they think it's somebody they know or somebody local calling them. Under Senate Bill 7, if this passes, It will be illegal for telemarketers to manipulate caller IDs, and they can be prosecuted by the Attorney General for the violating of the Deceptive Trade Practices Act. Senate Bill 22, a bill that's gotten a lot of attention, it deals with the Alabama state income tax return. Right now, there are boxes on your state income tax return where you can choose to donate certain portions of your refund to various things. This will allow an income tax checkoff for We Build the Wall Incorporated. That has passed the House and passed the Senate. Senate Bill 36, getting a lot of attention. We have enhanced penalties for certain types of crimes. You hear about hate crimes, where a crime is motivated by someone's race, religion, ethnicity. This bill will cause enhanced penalties if the crime is motivated for the victim being a law enforcement officer. So committing a crime against a law enforcement officer will carry enhanced penalties if that's what's the reason for it. Senate Bill 27, which since we're in a voting precinct, I would include this one. There's a 30-foot barrier now on campaigning at polling places. This expands that barrier to 100 feet, from 30 feet to 100 feet, as far as people coming to the polls, handing out cards, anything like that. So, those, and there are a lot more bills than these pending, and most of these here at least have some good chance of passing, and have passed one or both houses of the legislature, so we'll continue to keep an eye on those. Okay, that's the first part of my presentation. Next, I wanted to talk with you a little bit about the Coleman County court system. You know, nobody likes going to court, right? Or you know, there may be somebody in here besides me who enjoys going to court. I don't know. But one of the what I found is one thing that makes people apprehensive about going to court is we don't really know what all the courts do. And I wanted just to give a little insight on what goes on at our courthouse. Our courts are busy. People wonder why it takes so long for cases to go to court, and the reason why is there are literally thousands of cases pending and filed. And I took some statistics here from the Alabama Office of Courts just showing you that and these are the most recent available statistics from 2013 through 2017, and you can see that every year there are around 2,400 to 2,500 cases filed per year. And this is in circuit court. This does not include traffic tickets. This does not include evictions and juvenile matters and a lot of other things, which are also great in number. And I also have the cases disposed, and you can see that in most years, well, in every year of the last 5 years, our court system has gotten rid of more cases than it took in a given year. And that's a good sign, because it shows that, contrary to what we may believe sometimes, that the court system is actually working in an efficient manner. Individual cases may not seem like they're working efficient sometimes, but overall the system is working and moving cases through. One thing that is helping with disposing of cases, and when I say disposing, that doesn't mean trials in every case. Not every case can go to trial. Most cases don't. Most cases are settled out of court. And so when a case is disposed, it's when it is either dismissed, tried, or settled. One thing that is helping with disposal of cases is alternate dispute resolution, like mediation. More and more cases are being ordered or voluntarily go to mediation. What is mediation? Well, mediation is a confidential process where you have a mediator, who's usually a lawyer, but doesn't have to be, who's a neutral third party who attempts to resolve the disputes between both sides. Okay? It's done, it's confidential. If it doesn't settle, then you can still go to court, but it allows a way of settling things without going to that expense and without going to the time and the stress involved of going to court. And it's very effective. And I'm a mediator. I have participated in well over 100 mediations as an advocate. I've seen it work, and it's helping move things through the court system. Another thing that is the law now, this is when I'm wrapping up, is private judges. We passed a bill a couple of years ago that allowed for people in civil disputes, if they agree, to have a private judge hear their case. Now, you have to pay them. It's not for free, but if you can agree upon a private judge, usually a retired judge, that is another way